It's soup season, you guys. Sourdough with this would be so good, but of course I ran out. This is beautiful, but now I've got 5 accounts with Instagram. Super delicious albondiga soup. She's done with this. She said, forget this. Bye, Lou. I was stressing. I was like, is that it? Should I just give up? You know, this is so much work. Hey, I am hopping on here to tell you about my week. And I've got Lucy here with me. Isn't she just the cutest? I just want to talk about my week with my promotions and how I lost 3. Got 3 accounts banned in 1 week, in 1 day, and what to do to avoid it if maybe you were doing what I was doing. I'm supposed to be at a holiday party today. I actually had this gorgeous red dress with this gorgeous, hold on, let me make sure I don't get in trouble. I had this gorgeous red dress with this really cute tights and everything. I was super ready to go to this party, but it's rainy and cold here in Texas, so it's just gonna have to wait until the next party because I am not in the mood today and my allergies are kicking my butt. So I made golden retrievers, the cutest ever, but as if my blonde hair everywhere wasn't enough. Okay, so, but I made this delicious, super delicious albondiga soup with, I'll insert a picture, with meatballs, corn, squash, carrots, potatoes, everything I need to feel better. But let's get into the nitty gritty. So I think it was Tuesday. I log into all my accounts, reenactment, as I always do, checking all my Instagrams. And if you have more than one Instagram account linked to, I guess, your little portal, you'll see like all of them here. And the dead giveaway for me is when one of those accounts has 0 chat notifications and 0 notifications period. Oh, there's a problem. I've had my account suspended before, removed and all that good stuff. And that's a sign that she is no moss. It is not there. Unfortunately, there was 2 accounts looking like that. So when I click on it, of course, it says this account's been deactivated and I about crumbled. It was my first account that I ever made when I went to start my OnlyFans. So it was my oldest standing account. And then one of my newer ones that had been going viral where I was up to about 15,500 followers. And which one I'm the most passionate about because it's in the kitchen, which clearly I love to be in the kitchen and cooking and stuff. So that was one that I've been working really hard on and just actually filmed a bunch of content. So I went to go check both of them and they were both not just unrecommendable, but straight up deactivated, banned. And it even said, you cannot appeal. And that's never happened to me because I did have 2 of my accounts go down in September and they both allowed me to appeal it and I got them back in 24 hours. So I went, but how I knew was I went into my email account and I had gotten an email and it said, if you think this is wrong, click here. And then I did it. It was super easy. This time I went to my email and there were no email options from Instagram. I freaked out, but I did see there was an email from Facebook. I saw it and didn't really read it and was just like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What should I do? And I kept trying different things with Instagram because that's what I've been used to. But it turns out when I finally calmed down and went to go read what the reason was, it was Facebook said, let me get it and tell you. That way, if you get this, you'll know immediately what the problem is. Lucy's done with this. She said, forget this. Bye, Lou. Bye, Lou. Okay. It said, so the first one was just from Facebook. It said, hey, Lucia, your profile, Lucia Swings, will be unpublished soon because it doesn't follow our community standards. If you're doing the work, this S work, or have an OnlyFans, it ain't the first time you heard that. So I was like, okay, well, what's the difference? It says once we unpublish it, you have 180 days to log in and disagree, or your file will be permanently deleted. So I immediately logged in and disagreed. but I didn't understand why. And then I got an email from Meta. Your ad account is disabled from advertising. After review of your ad account, it is now restricted from advertising because of inauthentic behavior or violations of our advertising policy affecting business assets. This account and any ad or boosted posts that were running are now disabled. If you believe this was incorrectly restricted, you can request a review by clicking the button below. We used technology to detect the violations, and either technology or review from the team to carry out this decision. Further violations, blah, 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 blah. And it just says restrictions, ad account, ads, and other advertising assets disabled. And then it does allow you at the very bottom, request another review, fix the issue. So I picked that as well. And it turns out at some point from some video I've heard that, with the Reels on Facebook, you can click to let ads run. Not that you pay for, I guess you could boost and pay for ads, but I clicked that you can let ads run on my Reels so that at some point I could monetize, which I never did. And I never messed with it. I've never run ads. I have a personal with a business turn, I have personal as a business turned on, and then I had a page. They were linked together, and it was just auto posting. Whatever I was posting on Instagram would auto post on Facebook, and I didn't really check it much, maybe once every 2 weeks. Didn't really know. I mean, it just wasn't a bunch of traction for me. I mean, I had 21,000 followers. So, I mean, something was going on, but it was one of those set it and forget it. And when I forget it, I didn't go and check that I had some account status issues. And I honestly think the inauthentic had something to do with the posting, because there were people that were tagging me and I wasn't paying attention and putting stuff. I really don't know what it was, but when I figured out it was the Facebook that was the issue because of the ad, it did say, give us a little over a day to look at it and we'll get back to you. And a little over a day later, I got it back. And don't think I didn't check 1,000, 100 million, trillion, billion times if my account was back. I kept going to refresh and refresh and refresh and trying both of my Instagrams. And so basically the Facebook page I had, the regular and the page, so that's 2, plus 2 of my Instagrams were all down for probably 48 hours. And you know how big that takes a hit. Yeah. So I went from, I want to say I was sitting at 3.8%, which it's been a while since I've been low because I, recently started going all in again. And, I'm back up to like 4.2, 4.3 because of that lack of traction, which makes a big deal. So in those 48 hours, you know how it goes. I was stressing. I was like, is that it? Should I just give up? This is so much work. There's always, and then I immediately just said, you know what? I need a new account anyway. Those were old. They were stale. Not the kitchen one, but it was old, stale, and our business, I mean, followers are good and nice and it helps bring even more eyes, but I really need new eyes all the time anyway. So forget about it. And so I, on another device, I have a cozy account, like Lucia Cozy, which I do more of like yoga and then morning routines and stuff like that. Which only has about 200 followers. And then I made a new account on that other device, and it's a kitchen related one because I'm really hype on this new series I want to do that I haven't started doing yet. But I was like, I've got all this content I made for this series. Like, I'm not going to let it go to waste. F it. Let's go. Let's just do it. So I created those other 2 pages. Or I started posting on the other page and then created the other one. And just forgot about it, which is so hard to do. But I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on what I'm going to do, not what I don't have anymore. And then, like I said, in a little bit less than 48 hours, I had a little surprise whenever I was checking my stuff and it was back. And I was like, this is beautiful, but now I've got 5 accounts with Instagram that are recommendable at the time, at the moment. But don't think that one account didn't already get non-recommended like twice since it came back. So that's always, the battle. However, I mean, I guess the more the merrier. I think my plan going forward is really going to be doing these 5 different Instagram accounts. I think my main one, I am not going to post a ton of thirst trappy videos. It's going to be either very conservative videos or it's going to be more pictures, like carousels and pictures, and keep that more as a landing page so that I can be less worried about it all the time. And then I will let the others kind of do their thing. And I've even got the new one and the cozy one don't even have a link in bio. They have got the you want to see more at Lucia Swings official or what you're looking for. And then it leads you to the other Instagram. So I've seen people do that. So I'm keeping 2 of those, just completely no link in bio and see how that goes. But it looks like I'm going to be going hard with 5 Instagrams, and which is great because then when something does happen, you're feeling less disabled and less, demotivated, even though it's hard to not feel some way about it. And then I just really need to keep doing my YouTube. There's so much content that I can repurpose and put on. I do want to be good and careful with the YouTubes because I really feel like I don't want to lose. I've got 2 accounts and one is probably more risque than the other, but it's an evergreen thing and it is great if you can keep it going. So I think my biggest goals for this new year are to focus on staying consistent on Instagram with fresh, fun, but repetitive to what goes viral for me content. And then, really dedicating myself to posting on YouTube, shorts, and long form video because I like it. It's fun. You know what gets me though? I think it's I've got so much stuff recorded, but getting it from my cameras to my computer that I edited on and getting it into my editor and doing the work is where I fall off a little bit because I do like the editing portion, but I think it's daunting and tedious. So I can film all the fun content and creation, but it doesn't really matter if it doesn't come to fruition and I don't edit it and stuff, right? So anyways, that's me going off on a rant. I'm glad I got those other 2 accounts back, but now I'm like, girl, you've got to post consistently on 5 accounts now. What are we doing here? But anyways, I hope you guys are having a great evening, and I'm sure you've had some of this stuff happen to you before. It's crazy. You've got this. If you completely lose it, then hopefully you've got more than one at a time. Hopefully you've learned that already, but I was ready to start new, like fresh. Let's get a fresh account because I've heard that they're getting more eyes anyway. And just remember, it's nice to have that build up, but I feel like our clientele mostly, if they're sitting on our Instagram page for 2 years and they're giving us likes and stuff, that's great because it does push us out to see other people, but don't get discouraged because we really need new eyes. Who hasn't seen me and is ready to see the next step? Not the same person who, God bless them, loves and puts comments because that's fun too. But, take this advantage to see new eyes. But I am glad I got mine back. Okay, that's enough. Let me just tell you, let's try this soup. Let's try this soup and see how it was. I want to make sure you see how good this is. Okay. I mean, hello. She's delicious. Okay, let's try it. I'm gonna get a potato and a piece of squash. And here comes Lucy. Perfect timing. Of course you're here. Oh my God. So good. Most of my cooking videos are baking, but it's soup season, you guys. Sourdough with this would be so good, but of course I've ran out. It's a little spicy too. It's a little spicy. All right. I hope you're having a cozy night wherever you are. I hope that you're not recommended and you're not losing accounts, but if you are, try to stay as positive as possible and keep pushing out your content. The more people see you, the more your efforts will pay off. I'm talking to myself too. All right. See you later.